Hey folks, well, the old Heritage found her way back to the shop. No issues with the work that I did or anything like that. The guy got to play it yesterday for the first time in many years. Hi Oliver. And sit down. That's it. Good boy. So, like I said, sorry for the interruption. Oliver likes to come in on the camera once in a while, don't you, buddy? So he played it for the first time yesterday in many years. He hadn't, it was just unplayable, so he wasn't playing it at all. And I guess he was really tickled that it was playable, and he missed it, I'm sure. So he sent it back out, and he wants me to refret the guitar, which I think is a very good idea. I'll show you here in a minute. We're gonna pull the fret wire out in a little bit here. So, and he wants a good set of tuners too. These ones are slipping. It doesn't stay in tune well, and it's just what it is. So we're gonna fix it right so it plays and it will stay right, and should be in good shape. I mean, should be able to play this guitar for many, many more years. So we're just gonna go from there and see where it leads. Okay, guys, you ready to get to work, Oliver? Yeah. Okay, bud, let's get to work. Come on. Okay, guys, so first thing I wanted to show you was this. This guitar has been partially refretted up to the 7th fret. From there on, it's the original fret wire. So this is the issue, okay? So right there, we're looking at about 50 thousandths tall on the ones that they replaced. So they replaced the original fret wire with 50 thousandths tall wire. Now, when we get down here, there we go. The frets are so low it's hard to get the caliper in there right. We're looking at 25 thousandths basically on the old frets. So you're 25 thousandths, taller with these first 7 frets. And, that's just, they did okay putting the frets in, but, they should have fretted it at least to the body. I mean, these ones out here, you should have some runoff anyway, so, I don't know. It is what it is. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to take the strings off this, and I'm going to pull a piece of fret wire out. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have some new fret wire here left over. I got a few pieces kicking around, and it's the same fret wire that I normally would use. So I'm going to take a fret out, and I'm going to see how the fret slot is and make sure I'm ordering the correct fret wire. I want the right width tang is what I'm getting at. So here we go. Let's take the strings off and we'll pull a wire out. Okay, guys, I just want to try to give you a good shot of this. The one on the left is a fret wire that they replaced, and the one on the right is original. Look at the difference in the height. 25 thousandths. That's a lot. Okay, guys, we're getting the old soldering iron warmed up here, and I'm going to pull a fret out and check the tang size and see what we're up against here. So I'm going to heat these up best I can. It's a good idea to heat them, in case they're glued in, which sometimes they are and sometimes they're not, but it doesn't take that much effort to heat it, so I just think it's a good idea. I'm trying to do this and get the camera in the shot, as well, so a little tricky, but bear with me. Alright, so we're just going to warm this up good. And if there's binding on the sides of this, don't touch the binding with your soldering iron. It'll be a bad ending for you. And don't lallygag around out on the edges where the binding is either, because that will come back to haunt you as well. Okay, so we got it warmed up. Let's get a hold of one and see what we got here. Okay. That's a hard one to get a hold of. And it's only going to get worse as we get to the original ones, because boy, that's pretty stubborn. I'm guessing these are glued. Yeah, we got to put some more heat on that one. That is not ready yet. So that tells me they're glued for sure. Usually if you get a hold of it, and you know, it doesn't take a lot of effort to get them out, usually. And you want to be careful with chip out and stuff, so it's a good idea to score each side of the fret with like a razor blade. It doesn't hurt a thing, and it does help from, you know, stuff chipping out on you. And I did forget to do that, so we're just going to make a quick scribe on each side like this, and then we know we're in the right area for not getting chips. What that does, you just score the edge of that wood under the fret wire, and you know, if it does, the tangs are like little barbs, you know, so when that pulls out, sometimes it will take some of the wood with it, and then it's just more work. You got to replace that or fill it in or what have you. So whoop. This isn't my normal soldering iron, but we're going to use it for now just to get this fret out. Oh, good God. Okay, I think we got it started. Yeah, so now what we're going to do is just, I'm going to work my way across and just keep squeezing my pliers together. And I kind of hold some down pressure when I do this. So that way, it keeps some pressure against the wood. You know what I'm saying? So it won't be so apt to pop the wood out as you go. So, you know, with scribing it with a razor blade and then doing this, now, one thing to keep in mind, there it goes. Okay, we got a chip right there, which I figured this would happen, and that's because you got these big block inlays next to it. So that's what it is. They're glued in, and I'm gonna have to glue that chip back in. So this is the perils of doing fret work, but it's just part of it. It happens. So that's what it is. Not a big deal. I've fixed many, you know, that way. What I'm really after is this. This is a piece of fret wire that I'm going to use, and I just want to make sure that the tang isn't too tight. That doesn't feel too bad. It might be a hair tight, but I'm going to measure the slot and measure the tang first, and at least by getting these out, I know what the tang width is what the tang width needs to be, because you don't want to put too wide of a tang in there, because what will happen as you start forcing these in, as you go up the neck will actually it'll bow it. You'll have you know, an issue then, because you can't take it out with a truss rod. If it's bowed this way, yeah. Bowed that way, no. Not with these, unless if you had a two-way truss rod, yes, you could do that, but you really have to be careful. If they go in really tight, then you're going to run into some problems. I've been very fortunate with that, and you know, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So just be careful. Like I said, heat your frets up good. You know, even cutting along the edge, it still chipped that out. So I'll have to repair that, which isn't a big deal. I'm probably going to glue it back in here in a second. That way it's done, and I'll just move on and try to be extra careful as I go. I mean, there's only so much you can do. All right, guys. Well, thanks for checking it out, and I'll keep you posted on the progress. Okie doke.